Hi, it's the Masterful Living Coach here. My name is Hans Schumann. I'm a career and life coach and author of the book Falling in Love with Your Job. Welcome to my Changing Careers show, in which you will see interviews with people who manage to create a job they truly love by either changing their career or setting up their own business. And today I am with Nick Ayre, who is the owner of Home Fusion, a property search agency. Welcome to the show, Nick.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Well, Nick, we are going to talk about your business in a moment, but before we do this, what we are most interested in this show is your career change.
Sure.
Tell us, what did you used to do before you set up your business?
So I started off my very first career as an 18-year-old trainee learning how to make TV programs in production, which is all very, very exciting, and I loved doing that. And then I realized that if I ever wanted to leave that industry, I need something that was sort of portable. And so I trained as a broadcast TV engineer. And then after a sort of 6.5 years of making TV programs and fixing things, I transitioned out into high technology and working with the computer companies in New Zealand and networking. And then I moved to Australia and did similar things with a bit more focus on sales and marketing, again in high technology. And then I left Australia and came to the UK sort of 22 years ago. And I worked for a big computer company for quite a while. Went back into consulting, advising media and entertainment companies about how to use technology, and then decided after I basically got bored with that, it's like, what can I do now? And my first love was always property, and then I thought I should set up my own property search company, and thus Home Fusion was born.
Well, that's so many different career changes.
Yeah.
And TV production, well, lots of people would say that's a sexy job. What prompted you to leave that?
When I was 18, I loved television. I remember driving to the studios and it was just so exciting, making soaps and feature films and all that glamour. But sort of after 6.5 years, it's like, it's a studio. And you're quite right, people see it very glamorous. The world of media and entertainment, the red carpet, yeah, it's glamorous, but trudging around in the mud doing outside broadcast and filming rugby games when you're not really into it is actually not that much fun. And that's kind of why I left media and entertainment.
I find it so interesting because lots of people that are interviewed, they're actually in jobs that other people would strive to be in, and they find quite sexy. But you know, what we want from life changes, and what is sexy for one person may be a dire routine for the other. So with all the things that you've tried, why then property searching?
So for me, property has always been of great interest. My family background was my father ran a construction company and my brother and I worked for him. So we've seen property being built from the ground up. I've always been interested in it. And ultimately I was doing search for free for my friends. They were like, oh, we can't find things. I'm like, I'll help you. I love doing this. And then I realized actually when I spoke to a friend of mine who'd used a search agent, which I'd never heard of, that I could get paid. So what I love doing, I could get paid to do. And thus I figured maybe I should be a search agent. And that's how I started doing it.
Thanks for that, because that's actually something I often ask my clients. What is the thing that you love doing so much that you would even do it for free? And if we if you make that our career or business, that's just perfect, isn't it? And tell us a little bit about your decision process. Was that something that you've been practicing with for a long time, or did you just spontaneously decide to get into this?
The interesting thing about changing your career or doing what I did, which is getting into property, was when I worked in consulting, I always kind of felt like I should be doing kind of something else. Like, I'm doing my job, but this other thing, which was property, I was interested in, but I couldn't figure out how was I going to get out of being a consultant with my nice paid job into setting something up with absolutely no money and nothing from ground zero. And then ultimately what happened was I had done a few .com things where, they had not worked and, not worked for 5 months. And so suddenly it was like, this has to work. This idea has to be successful. At the time my partner was doing the MBA, so no money. So we had negative money. So it had to be successful, and that's what made the change for me.
But how did you then fund this? Because that's the concern of most people who want to set their own business. It takes time to make it profitable. How did you sustain yourself?
The interesting thing, what happened was how I funded it was my home, we were about to do all this renovation work and change it, and I had an advance on my mortgage, and it was about £30,000 at the time. And so instead of building my new office and extending my apartment, I basically set up a company, and that's how I survived for 2 years of having really no money. I mean, that's how I did it. So we didn't renovate; we renovated my career basically.
Well, that is what I would call a high-risk strategy.
Oh, yeah, totally.
But
Yeah.
use money that actually
Yeah.
is supposed to be for something else,
Yeah.
and you have a mortgage on it,
Yeah.
and you use it for your business.
Yeah, and totally it is. And it wasn't planned that way. It wasn't like, I know what we'll do is we'll launch the company, but the only way you can fund it is that the money was there. And it's like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And fortunately for me, when I started the company, my first client came really quickly because I did a search for one of my partner's cousins, so the family. And that's the other thing I would say about when you do a company. People mess around so long thinking, oh, I just got to get the letterhead right, I just got to get the website right, I just got to do all these other things, just get them right, then I'll do it. It's no, you don't. You have to go and do the thing you're supposed to do. Go and do that search, go and do that consulting, do your first project and learn how to do it. That's what you've got to do.
You know, I'm actually a little bit guilty of that. I sometimes spend too much time on things that I don't really need.
But a lot of people do that. It's kind of like, if I just, for me, the big thing was, getting out there and talking to agents, doing viewings. And at the time I started what I'm doing, now there's lots of people do what I do. But when I started, people would ask me, agents would ask me, so what do you do? Like, who are you? And so what I would have to say is, the program, location. Like, oh yeah, I know that program with Phil and Kirsty. I'm like, yeah, that's what I do. And in fact, very fortunately, I worked with that company as an associate company for 5 years. And so I delivered a lot of their low-end searches that they didn't want to do. And that really helped build my business.
Now's probably a good time to talk about what it is you actually do in your business. Can you explain to us how your service works?
So Home Fusion is a property service for consumers, and sometimes people think, oh, it's only for rich people. It's like, no. I have clients on all times of their life, starting off, first-time buyers right through to downsizing, moving from the big house to the small house. We've got kids, that kind of thing. It's about taking the stress out of finding property. It's doing all the running around the legwork. It's making your life totally easy and fabulous. And it works in a way where I would meet you, basically take the brief, go and find the properties. You're completely accompanied. I hold your hand. The agents never call you. They don't know who you are. They might know your name, but they'll never hassle you. And then I manage all the negotiation, moving, anything you want, and at the back end, interior designers, construction management, whatever you need. So it's a holistic end-to-end solution to finding property.
Of course, you have to start somewhere.
Sure.
And what is often, I believe, the most difficult thing when you set up your own business is finding clients.
Definitely.
How did you go about that?
Finding your first customer is always the big challenge. It's like, where are they going to come from? I don't know where they are. Very fortunately for me, my first customer was a member of our extended family. So I did a search for my partner's cousin and found him an amazing property in Stoke Newington. And then moving on from that, it's like, okay, that's the first one. But what you get out of the first one is like, yeah, you can do it. You can do this. This does work. You've got the right answer. So the next thing is like, where does the next one come from? Again, I partnered with another company which gave me leads, and then I just got out there and talked to lots of other people, and also people who were doing what I was doing. So the people who work in my world are wealth managers, lawyers, finance people, people who have access to people who need services, and that's how I found it. And lots of networking. Don't sit at home. Get out there and meet people.
Lots of the people I've been interviewing so far, they are at the very early start of their business where they don't really know yet whether it will work out or not. Yeah. But you've been in yours for 13 years, is that right?
That's good.
How long did it take you for you to become a sustainable business?
The first year of running the business is quite hard because you don't really have any clients, and you've got to believe that you are doing the right thing and not, kind of go back to your old ways of whatever being employed. But in the second year, I started making money, and also I sort of got organised where I paired up with another company who were sending me leads, and I was delivering some of their business. So it really helped grow the business quite rapidly.
So doing something like you did, setting up your own business, being your own boss, a dream for many people, what are the realities? What are maybe the challenges of being your own boss?
The reality of being your own boss is you need to be driven. You need to be very, very disciplined about actually doing stuff. Make a list and tick off what you're doing. And have big dreams and get out there and do it. But you are everything. You are HR. You are the IT man. You are the man who deals with BT. Because sometimes people email me, they don't know how big the company is. And they send me, I need to talk to HR about, doing, I want to come and work for you. I'm like, well, actually, I am the MD. I am HR. I am everything. And so you you are the company. And the challenge with that is it all falls on you to make your decisions on what you're going to do. But then the upside is you can do anything you want. You're not writing capital expenditure programs or trying to get permission to do stuff. If you want to do it, go and do it. Try it, see if it works.
Well, Nick, you had so many different career changes. And the people I normally talk to, they are just worried about one career move and whether it will be the right one or whether they will ever regret that move. What was it like for you? Did you ever regret any of your career moves?
No, not at all. And also, I think the other thing is I've also moved country as well. So my parents are English, but they're immigrants that cleared off in the 50s and lived in New Zealand. So I kind of had this idea that if you don't like it, then move or change. You know, I guess that's the subliminal message that I might have got from them. But no, I don't think there's anything I've ever regretted. I mean, probably the thing that I would have done home fusion earlier. But then I think you have to be in the right place to do it. Maybe, so I did it when I was in my 40s, but maybe in my 30s, maybe I wouldn't have been the right mindset or mature enough. I don't know, but I don't think there's never not a good time to do it. I think you just experience it and go and try something new.
And what would be your top tip to anybody who would like to set up their own business?
Do something you love. Do something that you're really passionate about. So for me, doing viewings, reading about property, is not a drag. I love doing it. I read my magazines on my Saturday, all that kind of stuff, and I enjoy doing that. For other people, I couldn't think of anything worse. In fact, my partner can't stand, that's a bit unkind, but it's like there's no interest at all, So I think that would be my top tip. Do something you love, believe that you can do it, and don't waste time, just go and do it now.
Thank you, Nick.
My pleasure.
We're at the end of our time. If anybody is interested in your services, how can they find out more about you?
The best way to find out more about me is to Google me, Nick Ayre at Home Fusion, or look at my website, which is www.home-fusion.co.uk, and give me a call. I'm always happy to have a chat about anything.
Thank you. It's been great to have you on the show. I wish you all the best for your business.
Thank you.
That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the show. It is my mission to help you find a job that you truly love. And if you would like to see more interviews with people who manage to do exactly that, then do subscribe to the channel. I would also love to read your comments, which you can leave below the video. I will respond to each of them personally. And if you would like to be on the show talking about your career transition, then do contact me as well. See you next week.